Alright guys, I'm immediately jumping into this. Alright, this mod game. This is the Sea of Ghosts, and you saw above all those fast travel destinations. I'm going to be showcasing this mod. It seems like the biggest mod, the most immersive mod. It's adding a bunch of lore friendly items and a bunch of dungeons to the game, so I'm looking forward to see what it is. I'm starting here. I mean, it resembled one of the symbols from Solstheim, so I decided, alright, why not? Well, by the way, just so you know, this is being pre-recorded, so audio is going to be separated from the video. Basically, this is part of the one of the five. I can't tell you the how many houses, but it's one of the houses from Morrowind, and I just can't lie, you guys are a pain. They're incredibly difficult to kill. I had a bunch of trouble doing it, and I gotta say that this is probably this is the toughest of all the areas you're going to be exploring. Now there's only 3 enemies, but these 3 enemies are pretty tough, and then again I'm also using enemy weapons and I have glass armor on. I am just got to level 50. Not great, so sadly it's kind of a struggle. My swimming's only at like 79, so I'm struggling to get that dragon armor. I am playing on Adept, I think is a normal. It's whatever the preset difficulty is. It's the medium difficulty. That's what I'm set on. I'm not great at this game, so it's not like, you know, oh yeah, legendary, gotta do it. I'm definitely not good. But this is part of the Sea of Ghosts, and sadly, since it's the PlayStation 4 and they have the limitations on everything, there is no ability to have a boat or a crew, which would have been really cool because you would have your own boat. You could kind of sail around, which you see in the background. Not now, but you'll eventually see it in the background. But this model will be purely to explore everything, and I will just kind of shut up and let you see, and I'll kind of cover every now and then to kind of explain transitions in videos and that. But here you go, Sea of Ghosts. So on we get to the next one. This is definitely a lot easier of an area to be at. You could see I struggle a little bit with it, but it wasn't. It's nothing you have to worry about. I mean, I survived using nothing but healing potion or not healing spells. This is an abandoned, ruined area. That's obviously an abandoned city. It's infested with ice wolves, which are not hard to kill at all. Swings. So yeah, you can see the level. I'm just trying to level up my character that was to level up. I literally came straight from getting the platinum trophy to doing the mods, and I got it. This stuff is great. I'm already working with mods. It looks awesome. Some of this stuff is really incredibly well made, and I like how this mod especially is more lore friendly, and it has a bunch of these journals you can pick up throughout, and it has a lot of good loot as well. But it has a lot of these journals you can pick up that kind of give you a nice little nod to everything that's going on. And this place was pretty cool. I mean, it is abandoned. It's pretty easy to get around. It wasn't as difficult as the last location we were at, but it's pretty cool. I like how it's kind of featuring settlements failed settlements. That's one of the things I love the most about Skyrim, is the just whole exploration factor to it. It'd be really cool if we've seen the next Elder Scrolls kind of feature more of a settlement thing, like if you take Fallout 4 was pure, they had all the settlements in that area. That'd be really cool if they integrated that to the next Elder Scrolls, or even someone made it into a mod where you can integrate this kind of stuff into it, because it'd be really cool. Especially for me, I was one of those people that really enjoyed the settlements in Fallout 4, but then again, it did get a little bit tedious when you had to continuously go and defend them over and over and over again. I never really had too much trouble or pressing Garvey going, hey, come do this, come do that. So it wasn't really too difficult. One thing I did notice at the end of this, you do not have to be far away from enemies to fast travel, so that was cool. I thought that was a little nice nod they did in there, like, hey, you're good, like, fine. But yeah, this is just the abandoned city. It seems like that's an abandoned city. You can read the notebook, pause it, and check out, see what happened. Not gonna lie, I got kind of nervous going into this one. This is obviously Dwemer ruin, well, at least Dwemer ruin symbol. And exploring it, I didn't think much of it. I was like, all right, this is it, really. But as I went on, I was just exploring, and I eventually, that's the ship you get right there, by the way. But you sadly can't use it in the PS4 because of limitations. But I got to here, and I was like, this is it. This is all they got for us, and I was about to leave, but then I kind of just started looking around. I mean, doing what I do in the Skyrim. I'm kind of double checking everything. I looked down there, and I was like, you know what? There's probably got to be something down there. So I take one more look back here and just kind of just look and see if there's anything around. But I go down here, and you'll actually find an entrance to the tower down here, right here. I was like, okay, this has got to be something, you know. Pretty much is the only place you'll actually find a boss, if you can call it one. Well, not the only place. This is one of the few places you can find a boss, but not difficult at all. A couple Dwemer spiders you got to deal with, but it's pretty cool, not hard. They are voiced, so it's pretty cool too. So I know you can't add anything to the game, but people who are doing this are doing incredible jobs. Especially, this is probably the biggest one I've ever, biggest thing I've seen added. It was pretty cool. I like how they did this, and you go along with it.
I knew it.
Alright, now this one's a pretty cool place. It's basically just kind of a shipwreck, and their shipwreck is literally littered all over the coast of Skyrim. So this is a pretty cool one. You got another named character here, but takes a little bit of exploring to find where it is. Again, there's your ship. You got a little boat you use to get to the shore. It's not a bad place. It's pretty easy. Enemies don't do a lot of damage, and you do a fair amount of damage. You only mean is like you're tickling them or shooting them with pillows or hitting them with freaking hitting them with pillows or anything. But I see these ghosts, and I was like, all right, this is probably something. Shipwreck ghost, and then you fight these guys through, and there's a couple good things here you can find, but that's pretty much it.
You'll make a run, cat.
Alright, now this one is immediately as soon as you get dropped in, you're going to be fighting. So I recommend being ready, just have your weapons get hot or something like that, but I recommend being ready for a fight because I immediately got dropped in, and we'll fight. There you go. Pretty much there's a lot of enemies here. It's a pretty cool area. I like this. This is probably one of the favorite areas I found. This is pretty tough. I've been going in and out of combat. You can see what's going on with combat, but pretty much there's a lot of enemies, a lot of loot. This is a good place to. This is definitely one of the better places to get some loot, level up, fight a lot of people. So yeah, it's not much to talk about. There's not much lore behind it, but it's a lot of fun. I like how they just add a big group of smugglers or criminals that training around. But this is pretty cool. I like how they added it. Obviously, you guys experience it for yourself.
Enough of this. While you still can. Just finish this. Not quite good enough, are you? Tear you to pieces.
Mercy!
Alright, so if you guys are curious, I am using a I use a setup where I usually stay with like a one-handed weapon and then a shield. I usually like that kind of setup, but I invested my skills a little bit in restoration skills. It kind of helps in the future. I don't like to carry a bunch of potions on me, or if I do, they're usually my stamina potions. I don't usually keep a lot of health potions on me, so I invested a lot into the restoration skill, so that's pretty cool. Now this place is probably one of the better places to root, because not only it's not very big at all, but it's like a former occupation of the Dragon Guard or the Blaze, and there's a dragon here, but I didn't have enough room to carry the scales or bones, so I just took those. But there is a door you find, and I didn't find a key anywhere. I didn't manage to find it anywhere, but there is a key somewhere, I'm sure. I didn't find it when I was going through it, and I wasn't trying to sit here and showcase this for ever, and it took me long enough in the last part. Like the last place we were at really took forever, just because there's so many enemies. But there were a lot of there were a lot of, you can get a Blaze weapon here, you get the sword, and you can get the Blade's shield too, so that was pretty cool. I like how they just integrated a little bit of the lore here, and kind of outpost, an abandoned outpost, a ruined outpost. Uh, it looks like a lot of bad stuff happened. So there's a door to get into the barracks. I did not find the key though, so I had no idea where it's at. So I had to be on one of the people. I didn't loot many of the people, so I'd have to kind of go back and try to look for it again if I can find it. If not, it's still really cool. It's one of the better places, I thought, in my opinion, just because of the lore, and I'm a huge fan of the Skyrim, really not Skyrim, but the Elder Scrolls lore. I thought it was pretty cool. I've done a lot of research into it, because I've had a few ideas to maybe do a book on it, but don't know if that will ever work, so that's kind of hard to start. But yeah, there's one skeleton is a bit tougher. I don't know why, but he didn't have much stuff. He just really throwing shit around him, but that was about it. But yeah, I was gonna do a book, but I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it because of copyright stuff and rights and stuff like that. So I kind of just left it sitting there. So I do know a lot of the lore about Skyrim though, and it's really interesting. Really, Elder Scrolls world and Tamriel itself, I know a lot about, and it's pretty cool. And I like how they just added this little nice nod to the whole thing. Alright, so we're getting to the last place now, it's the Secluded Isles, and this is the one I didn't know much about. I thought it'd be actually the settlement portion, and I thought there'd be an actual settlement. No, it's just one building, but it's pretty cool how they added all these isles and these islands in the area. You can only get on one or two of them, I think. You only can get on two, but it's really cool. I like it. It's really interesting, and there you can go inside this hut and kind of explore and do whatever you need to do. But I think it's really interesting, and that's pretty much all that this mod has to offer. But I think it's really cool that they just added. I'm saying cool a lot, and nose to nose. I find it interesting. At least there's a different word. That someone took the time to get a bunch of areas and build it all and do everything and make this for you guys. And granted, there are limitations on the mod itself, but I feel like that this is one of the better mods and one of the bigger mods that I really recommend having, because it just adds a lot more stuff to the game. And I mean, granted, I went through these within a half hour, but it's just a friendly nod, you know. It adds a lot. It adds, you know, a half-hour gameplay to the game, and it's free. That's what the best part is. These are free. It's not like these cost money or anything like that. And I definitely recommend checking this out. This is one of the better mods in my opinion, and I truly do recommend you guys take a look at it if you haven't. And you know what? If you have the Xbox One, I definitely recommend you do so too, because there'll be a lot more featured into the game. So that'll be very, very interesting. And here's when I go to check to see if you can get onto the other islands, and there's kind of an invisible wall. But overall, I think it's cool. I think it's really interesting. I feel like this is a very good mod, and I definitely think it's a great mod. And to the author, props to you. I'm glad you took the time and the patience, and I'm glad you made this for everyone, and it's free. So I think you did a really good job, and I think it's really well done. And you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to do in the future, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the first mod I'm actually showcasing. I figured one of the better mods should be, and one of the bigger mods should be showcased. And this is the other island you can go on to, and is a reading stone, but you cannot, or an etched stone, you cannot read it, sadly. I tried, it did not work. Engraved stone, I tried reading it, didn't pop up, but that is a problem with mod. I don't know if it's meant to be like that or not, but either or, this mod's very well done, and I definitely recommend it for everyone who has a Skyrim Special Edition. So I'll see you guys around. Peace.